You lied to me, but the worst part isn't that you're married, it's that you're a terrible husband. I didn't steal you. You were already broken when I found you. She's suffering, and you're here loving me? What kind of man are you? If I'm your escape, then why does your wife look like your punishment? Sit back, relax, and enjoy this story. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more powerful drama like this. Vanessa adjusted her silk robe as she stood by the window of her high-rise apartment, staring at the city lights below. Everything about her life looked perfect. Her job was stable, her apartment screamed luxury, and her man, Dylan. Charming, attentive, generous. At least, that's what she thought. The sound of the door unlocking pulled her from her thoughts. Dylan walked in, loosening his tie, his face carrying that familiar tired smile. Vanessa, you're late again. Work's been crazy. You know how it is. She walked over, wrapping her arms around his neck. Vanessa, you always say that, but somehow you always find your way back to me. He smiled, kissing her forehead. You're worth coming back to. And just like that, the illusion held. The next morning, Dylan was still asleep when Vanessa reached for his phone. Not because she was suspicious, just curiosity. That small, harmless curiosity that changes everything. A message popped up. Please come home. I can't do this alone anymore. Vanessa frowned. She opened it. Another message. Your son asked why you don't love us anymore. Her heart skipped. Son? She scrolled. Photos. A woman. A child. Family pictures. Happy ones. Then recent ones. The woman looked tired. Drained. Like life had been pulled out of her. Vanessa dropped the phone like it burned her. Vanessa, no. Dylan stirred awake. Hey! What's wrong? She turned slowly. Her eyes were no longer soft. They were sharp, burning. Vanessa, who is she? Silence. Heavy. Dangerous silence. Dylan sat up, his expression shifting from confusion to realization. Vanessa, I can explain. Oh, I'm sure you can. Go ahead, entertain me. He ran his hands through his hair. Dylan, she's my wife. The room went still, like even the air refused to move. Your what? My wife. And the child? My son. She stepped back like he had slapped her. So all this time, I've been what? Your side piece? No, it's not like that. Then what is it like, Dylan? Because from where I'm standing, I look like a mistake. Dylan stood up, trying to close the distance between them. She stepped back again. My marriage? It's complicated. Oh, of course it is. It's always complicated. We haven't been happy in years, so your solution was to cheat? I didn't plan this. You just happened. She laughed, not out of humor, out of disbelief. I happened? Like I'm some accident in your life? You're not an accident. You're the only thing that feels right. She stared at him, hard, then shook her head slowly. No, don't do that. Don't turn me into your escape plan. Vanessa grabbed his phone and threw it at him. Your wife is begging you to come home. You don't understand what she's like. I don't need to understand her. I understand you. Her voice cracked, but she didn't care. She looks broken, Dylan. He froze. Vanessa's softer but deadlier. She looks like someone who's been abandoned. It's not that simple. It is that simple, she pointed at him. You're here, playing house with me, while your real home is falling apart. Dylan's expression hardened slightly. Dylan, you're acting like I'm the villain. Vanessa blinked, once, twice, then laughed, slowly, dangerously. You are the villain, he scoffed. You didn't seem to mind when you thought I was single. That hit. Hard. She paused, but only for a second. That's because I didn't know I was helping you destroy someone else. Silence again. But this time, it wasn't just tension. It was realization. Vanessa walked back to the window, folding her arms. Her voice changed. Calmer, colder. Vanessa, how long? 5 years. She nodded slowly. And how long have you been neglecting your wife? He didn't answer. That was answer enough. Does she even know you're gone most nights? I tell her I'm working. Of course you do. She turned to face him again. Does she cry? He looked away. Wow. Vanessa picked up her bag, her movements now deliberate. Focused. What are you doing? Thinking. About what? She paused at the door, then looked back at him, and for the first time, he saw something he had never seen before. Not love, not anger, something worse. Toi- Disappointment. I don't date weak men. I'm not weak. You are. She opened the door. A strong man fixes his home. A pause. A weak one runs away from it and hides in someone else's arms. She stepped out, leaving him standing there, alone. Welcome back. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this intense continuation. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe because this story is about to take a turn you didn't see coming. Vanessa sat in her car, gripping the steering wheel tightly. Her mind was racing. Leave him? Expose him? Or ignore everything and continue enjoying the life he gave her? She exhaled sharply. Vanessa, to herself, no, I'm not that woman. She picked up her phone, opened the messages again, stared at the wife's last text. Please come home. I can't do this alone anymore. Vanessa's jaw tightened. Vanessa, you won't do it, so I will. She copied the address from the contact details and started the engine. The house wasn't what Vanessa expected. It wasn't luxurious. It wasn't broken either. It was normal. But something about it felt heavy, like sadness lived there. Vanessa stepped out of the car slowly, her heels clicking against the pavement. She stood at the door for a moment, hesitating, not out of fear, but out of realization. This was real. She knocked, once, twice. The door creaked open. A woman stood there, barefaced, tired, beautiful, but worn down by life. This was her, the wife. They stared at each other, silence, thick, uncomfortable. Wife, can I help you? Vanessa swallowed. For the first time since everything began, she didn't have the upper hand. Are you married to Dylan? The woman froze. Her grip on the door tightened. Wife. Yes. A pause. Why? Vanessa inhaled deeply, then said the words that would shatter everything. Because I've been in a relationship with your husband. The words didn't land immediately. They lingered, then hit, hard. The wife blinked, once, twice, like her mind was trying to reject reality. No, Vanessa didn't look away. I didn't know. Silence. Then the wife laughed, but it wasn't laughter. It was pain, breaking through. Of course you didn't. She stepped back, opening the door wider. Wife, come in. Vanessa hesitated. You've already come this far. Vanessa walked in. The house told a story Dylan never did. Family pictures lined the walls, a little boy's drawings taped to the fridge, bills stacked on the table, unpaid. Everything screamed struggle. Everything screamed neglect. He didn't tell me any of this. Wiley? I'm not surprised. They stood facing each other in the living room, two women, connected by one man's lies. Wife, how long? A year. The wife nodded slowly, like she expected worse. Do you love him? Vanessa paused. That question hit deeper than she expected. I thought I did. Wife, and now? Vanessa looked around the house again, at the signs of abandonment, at the life Dylan had walked away from. Now I don't even recognize him. The wife sat down slowly, like her legs could no longer hold her. Wife, he used to be a good man. Vanessa stayed quiet. He used to come home early, used to help with our son, used to look at me like I mattered. Her voice cracked, but she continued. Then one day he just stopped trying. Tears slid down her face. I thought it was me. Vanessa's expression softened. For the first time, her anger shifted. Not gone, just redirected. It's not you. The wife looked up at her. It's him. Silence filled the room again. But this time, it wasn't hostile. It was understanding. So what now? Now. Vanessa exhaled slowly. Now, we stop letting him get away with this, the wife frowned. What does that mean? Vanessa stepped closer, her eyes sharp, focused. It means he doesn't get to have both of us. The wife wiped her tears. You think she shook her head? No. A pause. Then, Vanessa, we're going to make the choice for him. The wife stared at her, half confused, half curious. How? Vanessa smirked slightly, but there was no humor in it. We expose him. At that exact moment, the sound of a car pulling into the driveway echoed through the house. Both women froze. The wife's eyes widened. Wife, he's home. Vanessa's expression didn't change. If anything, she looked ready. Good. Footsteps approached the door. Keys jingled. The handle turned. And just like that, Dylan walked into the one place he thought he controlled, only to find both women standing there, waiting. Dylan froze. His eyes moved from his wife to Vanessa, then back again, his face drained of color. Dylan, what is this? Vanessa crossed her arms. Vanessa, this is the truth catching up to you. The wife stood up slowly, her voice no longer weak. How long, Dylan? He opened his mouth, but nothing came out. For the first time, Dylan had no lies ready. Welcome back. This is where everything changes. Get comfortable, because this part, it's deeper, longer, and far more intense. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, because the story is just getting started. Scene 1. The moment of no escape. Dylan stood frozen at the doorway. 2 worlds, 2 lives, 2 women, all staring back at him, and for the first time, there was nowhere to run. Dylan. Okay, what's going on here? This some kind of joke? Vanessa didn't move, didn't blink. Vanessa, does this look like a joke to you? His eyes shifted to his wife. She wasn't crying. That alone unsettled him. Wife. Answer her, Dylan. That tone. He hadn't heard it in years. Dylan dropped his bag slowly, trying to regain control of the situation. Dylan, this isn't what it looks like. Vanessa, stop. Don't insult us with that line. For once in your life, just tell the truth. He sighed, rubbing his face like he was the victim. Fine. Yes, I've been seeing her. Silence. Heavy. Unforgiving. But it's not that simple. Vanessa laughed sharply. It never is with men like you. Scene 3. Blame shifting. Dylan turned toward his wife, his tone shifting. You act like I just woke up one day and decided to do this. The wife tilted her head slightly. Didn't you? No. This marriage has been dead for years. That landed, but not the way he expected. Wife dead or neglected? He hesitated. That small hesitation said everything. Vanessa stepped forward, inserting herself between them. Don't do that. Do what? Don't rewrite history to make yourself feel better. She pointed around the house. Vanessa, this isn't a dead marriage. This is a man who stopped trying. You don't know what goes on here. I know enough. She walked closer to him. Slow. Intentional. I know she's been begging you to come home. A pause. I know your son thinks you don't love him. That hit harder than anything else. From down the hallway, a small voice. Son? Mom? All 3 adults froze. A little boy stepped into the living room, rubbing his eyes. He looked at Dylan, and his face lit up. Son, Dad, you're home! Dylan's entire demeanor shifted instantly. He crouched down. Dylan, hey, buddy. The boy ran into his arms. Pure. Innocent. Unaware of the storm, Vanessa watched, her expression tightening. The wife turned away slightly, holding back tears. The boy looked up again. Noticing Vanessa, son, who's that? Silence. Dead silence. Dylan opened his mouth, but no words came out. Vanessa spoke instead, softly, carefully. I'm a friend. The wife closed her eyes briefly. The words stung. Hi, friend. Vanessa forced a small smile back, but inside, something shifted again. This wasn't just about betrayal anymore. There was a child in the middle of it. Wife, sweetheart, go back to your room, okay? Son, but Dad just got, please. He hesitated, then nodded slowly and walked away. The moment he disappeared, the tension snapped back instantly. Vanessa turned to Dylan, her voice shaking, not from weakness, but from controlled anger. Vanessa, that little boy. She paused, trying to steady herself. That little boy adores you. Dylan looked down. And you're out here playing games with people's lives? I didn't mean for it to go this far. Her voice echoed through the house. Even the walls felt it. The wife stepped forward now. No hesitation. No fear. Wife, do you love her? Dylan looked then back at his wife. Silence stretched. Too long. Wife, that's what I thought. Do you love me? Another pause. Longer this time. Painful. Final. He didn't answer. And that silence, it said everything. The wife straightened her shoulders. Something inside her settled. Wife. Okay. That one word confused him. Okay? She nodded. Yes. Okay. Vanessa watched closely. Something was changing. Wife, I've been fighting for a man who stopped fighting for me a long time ago. Dylan stepped forward. It's not like that. It is exactly like that. Her voice was no longer emotional. It was clear, decided. The wife walked to the table, picked up a stack of papers, then handed them to Dylan. He frowned. Dylan, what's this? Wife, divorce papers. Silence. Vanessa's eyes widened slightly. Dylan looked shocked. Actually shocked. You're serious? I should have done this a long time ago. So that's it? You're just giving up? The irony. Vanessa almost laughed. The wife didn't. Wife, no, I'm finally choosing myself. That hit, harder than anger ever could. Dylan turned to Vanessa, desperate now. Say something. You wanted this, right? Vanessa stared at him, long, hard, then shook her head slowly. No, no, I wanted a good man. A pause. Not this version of you. Dylan looked between both women, realization creeping in, too late. So what? I lose everything? The wife answered first. Wife, you lost it when you stopped appreciating it. Vanessa added quietly, and when you started lying. Vanessa grabbed her bag, walked toward the door. Dylan followed quickly. Dylan, Vanessa, wait. She stopped, turned slightly. No. A beat. You need to stay here and face what you broke. She opened the door, then paused. And maybe try being a father for once. Then she walked out. For good. Dylan stood in the middle of the room, one woman gone, the other done, and a son in the next room, who still believed his father was a hero. But heroes don't run from responsibility. And Dylan, he was about to learn that the hard way. Welcome back. This is where emotions get deeper, truths get heavier, and consequences finally begin to settle in. Get ready, because this part will hit differently. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support keeps these powerful stories coming. The door clicked shut behind Vanessa. And just like that, Dylan's world felt emptier than it ever had. No excuses left. No distractions. Just reality. He turned slowly. His wife stood across from him. No longer broken. Just done. Dylan, you didn't have to do that in front of her. The wife let out a small, humorless laugh. And you didn't have to cheat on me behind my back. Silence. He had nothing. Dylan dropped into a chair, rubbing his face. For the first time, he looked exhausted. Not physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Dylan, I messed up. The wife watched him. No sympathy in her eyes, just clarity. You didn't just mess up, Dylan. A pause. Wife, you made choices over and over again. From the hallway, small footsteps again, the sun peeked out. This time, slower, careful. Son, Mom, are you crying? The wife quickly wiped her face. No, baby, I'm okay. He looked at Dylan, then back at his mother. Even at his age, he could feel it. Something wasn't right. Are you and Dad fighting again? That word. Again, it told a story Dylan didn't want to hear. Dylan stood up slowly, walked toward his son, kneeling in front of him. Day, it's okay. Grown-ups just talk loud sometimes. The boy nodded slowly, but his eyes said something else. Confusion, doubt, distance. Son, you don't come home anymore. Dylan froze. The wife looked away. Did I do something wrong? That question cut deeper than anything. No, you didn't do anything wrong. Son, then why don't you stay? Silence, heavy, unavoidable. Dylan opened his mouth, but nothing came out because the truth was ugly and selfish, and he couldn't say it out loud. The wife stepped in gently. Wife, go to your room, sweetheart. Son, but now. The boy hesitated, then slowly walked away, and just like that, the mirror was gone, but the reflection remained. Meanwhile, Vanessa sat in her car again, but this time she wasn't angry. She was quiet, too quiet. Her phone buzzed. Dylan, calling. She stared at the screen, let it ring, then decline. Another call, declined. A message came in. Dylan, please talk to me, she scoffed. Vanessa, now you want to talk. Vanessa leaned her head back against the seat, closing her eyes, and just like that, memories surfaced, a younger version of her, standing in a doorway, watching her mother cry, watching her father walk out. Again, same story, different people. Young Vanessa, Mom, why is he leaving? Her mother didn't answer. She just cried. That memory, that pain, it never left. Vanessa opened her eyes slowly. Now it made sense why she reacted the way she did, why she couldn't stay. Vanessa, I've seen this before, and I refuse to be part of it. Her phone buzzed again. She picked it up this time. But instead of answering Dylan, she scrolled to a different contact, paused, then dialed. Back at the house, the wife's phone rang. She frowned, unknown number. She hesitated, then answered. Hello? A pause. Then, it's me. Silence. Surprised silence, wife. Why are you calling? Vanessa took a breath. I just wanted to say something. The wife sat down slowly, listening. I meant what I said earlier. A pause. This isn't your fault. The wife's eyes softened slightly. Most women wouldn't call. Most women wouldn't show up either. A small, unexpected smile flickered across the wife's face. You didn't have to tell me. Yes, I did. A pause. I've been that child before. Watching a man destroy a home. Silence. Understanding settled in deeper now. Wife, thank you. Vanessa nodded, even though she couldn't see her. Take care of yourself. And just like that, she hung up. No drama, no bitterness, just closure. Back in the living room, Dylan approached his wife cautiously. We can fix this. She didn't even look at him. No, you can fix yourself. I'll end things with her. She turned sharply. You should have ended things before you started them. That hit. Hard. She stood up, facing him fully now. Wife, I'm not your backup plan. You're not? Then stop treating me like one. Silence. Final. That night, Dylan sat alone in the living room. No TV, no phone, no distractions, just his thoughts, and they were loud, every moment replaying every lie, every choice, every consequence. Upstairs, his son slept, peacefully. Unaware, his wife lay awake, strong but hurting. And somewhere across the city, Vanessa sat by her window, free but reflective. 3 lives, changed forever, not by fate, but by choices. Sometimes the damage isn't loud, its quiet settles in, it stays, and it forces you to face who you really are. But the real question is, can Dylan change, or is it already too late? Welcome back. This is where consequences turn into choices, and choices turn into destiny. This part, it's deeper, it's raw, and it might just change how you see everything. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, because this story is far from over. Morning came quietly, too quietly. No laughter, no warmth, just distance. Dylan sat at the edge of the bed, staring at his hands. He hadn't slept, not really. Across the room, his wife moved around, getting ready for the day. No words exchanged, no eye contact, just existence. We should talk. She didn't stop what she was doing. Wife, we already did. He stood up slowly, walking closer, careful, like approaching something fragile. I know I hurt you. Wife, you did. No emotion, just fact. But I can fix this. She finally turned to him. And that look, it wasn't anger. It was acceptance. No, Dylan, a pause. You can't fix what you broke. You can only learn from it. Their son ran into the room, full of morning energy, unaware of the emotional battlefield around him. Son, Mom, Dad, look what I made. He held up a drawing. A house, 3 stick figures, holding hands. Dylan's heart dropped. It's us. Silence. The wife forced a smile. Wife, it's beautiful, baby. Dylan knelt down, taking the paper slowly. Yeah, it is, but it wasn't real anymore, and he knew it. Across town, Vanessa stood in front of a mirror, dressed for work, focused, composed, but something about her had changed. She wasn't the same woman who walked into that house yesterday. She picked up her phone, scrolled, then paused. A message from Dylan, still unread. She opened it. I messed everything up. Please, don't leave me like this. She stared at it, long, then typed back. I didn't leave you. Your choices did. She hit send, then blocked his number. Final. Back at the house, Dylan stood outside his son's school later that day, waiting, watching other fathers interact with their kids, laughing, present, something he hadn't been. His son ran out and spotted him. Son, Dad! He ran straight into his arms, and this time, Dylan held on tighter, like he was afraid to lose that moment. I'm here, the boy smiled, but asked, Son, are you staying this time? That question again. But this time, Dylan answered, yes. Later that evening, the wife sat across from him at the dining table, papers between them. Wife, I've already spoken to a lawyer. Dylan nodded slowly. No arguments, no begging this time. I understand. She studied him, carefully. Wife, you're not fighting it? He shook his head. I already lost the fight when I stopped being a husband. That was the first honest thing he'd said in a long time. Days passed, then weeks. Dylan started showing up, picking up his son, helping with homework, cooking, cleaning, not because he had to, but because he should have all along. The wife noticed, but she didn't react. Not yet. Vanessa sat at a cafe, sipping coffee. Calm, unbothered. For the first time in a long time, she felt light. Her friend leaned forward. Friend, so you just walked away like that? Vanessa nodded. I didn't lose anything. You sure? Vanessa smiled slightly. I lost an illusion. That's all. One evening, Dylan knocked on his wife's door. Not as a husband, but as someone asking permission. She opened it. Wife? Yes? I just wanted to say, thank you. She frowned slightly. For not keeping me away from my son. A pause. I know I don't deserve that. She studied him again, longer this time. I forgive you. Dylan's eyes widened slightly. Hope flickered. But that doesn't mean I want you back. And just like that, hope settled into reality. I understand. Weeks later, Dylan sat alone in his new apartment, smaller, simpler, but honest. No lies lived there, no secrets, just him and the man he was trying to become. His phone buzzed, a picture from his wife, their son, smiling, happy. Caption, he had a great day today. Dylan smiled softly, not because he had everything, but because for the first time he was doing something right. Ending of part 5. Sometimes you don't get the happy ending you wanted, you get the lesson you needed. Dylan lost his wife, lost his illusion, lost his control, but in losing everything, he finally found himself. Welcome back. This is the final chapter, the part where everything settles, where choices reveal their true weight, and where life continues, not the way they planned, but the way they earned. So sit back, relax, and take this in, because this ending, it's real. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, especially after this part, because your voice matters. Months had passed, not days, not weeks. Months, and time had done what it always does. It didn't erase the past. It exposed it. Dylan stood outside a school gate again, but this time, something was different. He wasn't trying to prove anything. He wasn't trying to fix anything. He was just present, consistent, and that alone had changed everything. His son ran into his arms again, but this time, no hesitation, no doubt. Son, Dad, you came early. Dylan smiled. I told you I'm not missing anything anymore. And this time, the boy believed him. Later that evening, Dylan stood at his ex-wife's door, not as a husband, not even as a man trying to win her back, but as a father and someone who finally understood boundaries. She opened the door, calm, composed, stronger than ever. Wife, you're early. Dylan, traffic wasn't bad. A small pause, not awkward, just different. Wife, he's finishing his homework. I can help him with that. She studied him for a moment, then stepped aside. Wife, go ahead. Trust wasn't rebuilt, but respect, it was starting to grow. Inside the house, Dylan sat beside his son, helping him with homework. Patient, focused, present. From the kitchen, the wife watched quietly. No jealousy, no longing, just observation. This man, he wasn't the one she married. He was someone else now, and maybe that was the problem, or maybe that was the lesson. Across the city, Vanessa walked into a new office building, confident, grounded, free. Her life had shifted too, not because she lost something, but because she chose herself. A colleague approached her. Colleague, big presentation today. You ready? Vanessa smiled. I've handled worse, and she meant that, because once you walk away from emotional chaos, everything else feels lighter. One afternoon, life did what it always does. It crossed paths. Vanessa walked into a bookstore cafe, peaceful, quiet, exactly what she needed. She ordered coffee, turned, and froze. Across the room, Dylan sat with his son, laughing, genuinely laughing. For a moment, time paused. Dylan looked up, saw her, and stood immediately, not out of panic, not out of guilt, but respect. He walked over slowly. Vanessa, she nodded, calm, unshaken. Vanessa, Dylan, a pause, not heavy, just real. He looked different, not physically, but internally, and she could see it. I just wanted to say thank you. She raised an eyebrow slightly. For what? For forcing me to face myself. That wasn't the man she met months ago. That was someone new. Vanessa nodded slowly. Vanessa, I didn't do it for you. A pause. I did it because it was the right thing to do. He accepted that. No arguments, no ego. Still, it changed me. She glanced over at his son, smiling, happy, then back at him. Good. His son called from the table. Son, Dad, come see this. Dylan looked back briefly, then at Vanessa again. I'm glad you're doing okay. She smiled slightly. I'm doing more than okay. A pause, then, take care of him. Dylan nodded. I will. And just like that, it ended, not with drama, not with pain, but with closure. That evening, Dylan dropped his son off at home. The wife opened the door. Their eyes met briefly. No tension, no resentment, just understanding. He had fun? Yeah, we went to the bookstore. She nodded, then paused. That's good. He turned to leave, but stopped. I saw her today. She didn't flinch. Wife, I figured you might someday. A beat. She's doing well. I'm glad, and she meant it. Because healing isn't about holding on to pain. It's about letting it go. That night, 3 people slept differently. Dylan with responsibility, growth, and quiet redemption. The wife with strength, self-respect, and peace. Vanessa with freedom, clarity, and a future untouched by someone else's chaos. Sometimes the mistress isn't the villain. Sometimes the wife isn't weak, And sometimes the man isn't evil, just lost. But being lost doesn't excuse the damage you cause, and finding yourself doesn't guarantee you'll get back what you broke. Now tell me, what did you learn from this story? Was it about accountability, self-worth, or knowing when to walk away? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from you. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more deep, emotional, and powerful stories like this.